somebody that really showed me, being able to be under him for 4 years was such a valuable experience. Just to see, some guys are really good at some things. I'd say Bill is pretty much good at everything. Yeah. So having that as a mentor, having his mentorship was really invaluable for me.
Awesome. So we talked to Chooks a couple of weeks ago, and
yeah.
he seemed pretty realistic in that transitioning to left tackle would take some time.
Right.
Now that it's been a few weeks, what have you seen out of his transition over the left side?
I see him working hard at it. I see him making adjustments, and I see improvement. So real happy with his progress so far. I think he's put the work in, and he's a pro about it. And it's not an easy transition for a guy to make that move, especially someone that's played that long at a position. But real pleased with his progress.
And with Caden, how have you seen his transition too? Because I know he's kind of going through something similar. And is it helpful at all to have two guys going through something similar there?
It is. I mean, Caden comes from a different, coming from college. I think it's always a bigger jump. The speed of the game, the information, but he's done well so far adjusting. And obviously, there's a lot of room to grow there. So, but no, I'm pleased with both guys, their effort, their focus, and their ability to adjust. So far, has been good in the spring.
Scott, thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
What have you seen from the competition in that position?
What we're doing right now is we're just kind of getting everybody a lot of turns at different spots. We want to see what guys can do, what they don't do well, what we can kind of work on and improve, because I've told the guys in our room, it's that there's really no backups in this league. Everybody's going to play. We coming from Cleveland, we had like 5 different tackles last year. So, you want to get all those guys in the system, teach the system, develop the skill set, the fundamental techniques, improve those, and then evaluate them and kind of see where you go. But I've made it clear to the guys we're looking for the 5 best guys to put out there. So that'll be an evaluation in addition to as they develop. We'll kind of see it as it goes through camp.
I know you didn't work with City Sal last year, but I'm sure that you watched his film quite a bit. How have you seen him improve this offseason?
So City, I thought had a good rookie year. I mean, for a kid coming in and having kind of getting put in that situation as a rookie to play and start from week 1, and I think he managed that pretty well. And coming back for year 2, you can see that experience has been good for him. I mean, he's been able to see the speed of the game, get a chance to play against the best guys, and so I think when you get that exposure, you get a chance to reflect in an off season. You come back, a changed person a little bit in a good way. So I think City in that regard he's aware of what he needs to do to succeed. So he's been a great pro here, and thus far it's been good. Awesome. He's going.
No, Dave Andrews in the middle there, almost being a coach out there.
Yeah, Dave's a great veteran and a great leader, and somebody that real excited to be working with. He's been here for a long time, and so. But no, he's an excellent leader out there on the field. Having a guy at center, he has the continuity of being here over years, and he's really adjusted and adapted and embraced all the things that we're trying to do in the new offense. So, and beyond that, just as a good role model for younger guys.
What would you see? How would you describe your style? Some coaches are waiting for you right at the sideline as soon as you come off, and good, bad, or otherwise. Other guys kind of let a guy come sit, have some water. What's your style?
Well, I like to communicate a lot of information to people and help them in a conversation. I'm not a screamer, but I do expect a high level of intensity out there, and so. But I want to make sure all the information is communicated effectively, quickly, properly, so we can make those adjustments. I want the guys to understand why we're doing things, where they're making mistakes, and how we correct those mistakes. So it's very specific, like a lot of detail, I think, in terms of what we're getting communicated, because you got to be specific. I think it's something that it's important a player appreciates, and I think that's probably my style. I don't scream a lot at guys, but just want to make sure they're clear, calm, they understand what they got to do.
When it comes to these types of practices, no pads, obviously for you guys, kind of a big deal. How do you evaluate, especially guys like Chooks that are flipping sides? How do you go about evaluating that?
You're not getting the full effect where with pads, I mean, it's a little more physical, obviously. You have different handles and grips you can work with. But in the end, I mean, you're still seeing the movement, you're seeing the offense, operate. So as you get those plays installed, you're going against different defensive fronts, and obviously here, the Patriots with their defensive system, which has been intact and for a long time, and I think it's you do get a good analysis in a sense, but you're going to wait till obviously you get the pads on for the full effect, right? There's certain things you can't do But at the end of the day, like, we can get a good analysis and evaluation on the basic movements and the communication, the assignments, etc.
In the past, Cleveland been pretty outside zone heavy. I'm just curious, do you guys feel like you have the personnel to be that? That's sort of the foundation of this whole thing.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job getting good players in here, and I think that really for us it's just teaching, obviously getting this stuff taught, getting the techniques taught, and then trained and then developed. So it's to me it's the guys are capable of doing it. Now it's a function of just developing and mastering those skills.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because they've been historically a downhill team here. A lot of
Right.
gap power.
Yep.
And you got big guys like Mike and stuff like that.
Sure.
Typically I feel like I hear that outside zone more athletic, slender blockers.
For sure, and I think that's all. You don't have to be the fastest guy, but you just got to be fast enough in some ways. And we're certainly not limited to the wide zone. So we'll have different schemes featured here, but all complementary of each other. Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm sorry if you already asked this, but what are some things about Caden Moss and I've seen that team as a player and why he's such a good fit?
Caden's a great person, a good kid. He's a true pro at a young age. I'd say he's got a lot to learn. He knows that, but his approach has been really good and positive. And as a rookie, it's not an easy task to come out against pros, and then especially a defense like we have here, where there's just quite a few looks that you're going to see as a rookie. But I think he's done a nice job so far, and there's a lot of work to do. But I do think that the makeup of the person is good, and I think he'll be successful as he continues to work and get better.